Hi guys, Don Paterson here from Trans-Canada College. Today what we're going to show you is how to properly complete a trailer pre-trip. We've finished pre-tripping our truck, we're going to move on to the trailer. So step number one, before we even start, we grab our trusty wheel chocks, get them under the trailer. We want to make sure that this unit is secure because we are going to be stepping in underneath the trailer and we want to make sure that we stay safe. Once our wheel chocks are down, we're going to head back to the front of the trailer and really start this pre-trip. When we start inspecting the trailer, the same as when we do our truck, we always start from the front, do a visual inspection to see if there's anything obvious. So we start at the top, looking for any signs of damage, whether it be to the body, the structure. Our marker lights in the top corners are in place and intact. We will check the function of all lights later on. For now, we're just looking for condition. So our lenses are there, they're intact, no signs of anything broken. I'm going to step over. I have a trailer that's equipped with placard holders, so I want to make sure that there's a placard holder on each side of the trailer. So if I have to go pick up a load of dangerous goods, I don't have any problems putting my placards in place. Quick look at the front of my trailer again once I'm a little closer. My document holder might be for the registration of my truck, or registration for my trailer, sorry. Could be to leave my dangerous goods documents in if I'm dropping the trailer at a location. We need to have a document holder on the front of the trailer and it has to be secure. Now we're looking at our connections for our air and electrical. Basically just making sure our glad hands are secure, not damaged or loose. The rubbers are in good shape. I'm going to flip open my electrical plug. All I'm doing is looking inside. You know, you've got a 7-pin system. I want to make sure if I see green, then I have corrosion starting and it may cause a bad connection. Or if any of those pins are broken or bent, I may not be able to properly connect my electrical cord. I'm looking across the front of the trailer here at the bottom, making sure all my fasteners are in place. No sign of any shiny metal indicating a loose fastener that's moving. I'm then going to crouch down and I'm going to look straight at my Kingpin. That pin is going to be what keeps the trailer secured to my truck, so I need to make sure that it's straight, no signs of any damage. The steel plate around it, also known as the apron, also has to be secure. Any signs of any cracks or damage in the apron, that could compromise the pin. So my pin is straight, the apron looks to be in good shape. We're good to move around the corner of the trailer. When we step around the corner, the first thing we want to look at is our inspection sticker. If the inspection sticker is no good, that trailer's not leaving the yard. So we're checking our inspection sticker. This one is a little bit rough from people rubbing it, knocking dirt off it to verify the dates, but I can still tell that it's punched for October, expires in October of this year, and the number across the bottom, I can still read it. That number corresponds to a slip that I carry in my truck or with the trailer documents, so I can prove to an enforcement officer that that is a valid sticker. Once I've checked my inspection sticker, I want to look back the length of my trailer. I'm looking for any signs of structural damage. Everything looks straight. No signs of major bends in the wall of the trailer, any signs of damage to the metal. And I'm also looking for my reflective tape. I can see it back the length of the trailer. It must be a minimum of 50% of the length of the trailer. So for every 2 feet of trailer, I've got to have at least 1 foot of tape. Looking at all my fasteners across the bottom. All these little fasteners are attached to the cross members of my trailer. Those are helping to keep the floor of the trailer secure. If these fasteners are broken or missing, your floor is going to be compromised and it's going to be an unsafe situation for any forklift operator that's got to go in your trailer. Before I move any further back, I'm going to take one last look at my Kingpin. I guess I stepped back a little too far. I want to make sure I looked at it from the front to make sure it's straight. It only takes a second to crouch down, look at it from the side, make sure it's not bent or any signs of damage that I couldn't see from the front. While I'm here, I can start looking at the cross members of my floor. No signs of any damaged or twisted cross members, making sure they're all in good shape. Once again, like I said, if you have a damaged floor, you're putting any forklift operator that enters your trailer at risk. So let's try not to do that. We're going to move back to our dolly legs, or our landing gear. I'm going to just crouch down real quick. I'm looking at the braces. looking for any signs of loose fasteners. Once again, shiny metal is a dead giveaway. Anything around the heads of these bolts, if it's shiny, that means something's moving. If it's moving, then it's not secure. You can give these braces a little shake. My gearbox is secure. My leg itself is straight, looks like it's properly greased. Hopefully, will go up and down smoothly. Let's face it, as these trailers age, sometimes the landing gear can get a little stiff. From here, I'm looking across at my landing gear, all my fasteners on the inside. When I get to the other side, I can look back this way. For now, I'm looking there, looking for any signs of damage, any signs of shiny metal. All my braces in between my two legs and my connecting rod. This rod here allows the two legs to work together, so when I crank on this side, it's going to let them both come up. If this is damaged or missing, I could go to crank my legs up and my second one would stay on the ground or not come up as far, which causes me a problem. I can't go down the road. Once again, quick look at the cross members that I can see from here. No signs of any damage. So I'm going to come out from underneath. I'm going to continue my walk back, just checking all my fasteners, just drag my knuckles along them as I go, looking up and down till I reach roughly the midpoint of the trailer where I have placard holder number 2 and a side marker light, which is a marker light and a signal light. Like I said from the front, we're going to check the function of the lights later. For now, we're just checking conditions. So my lens is in good shape and the light is secure. Visual check up and down. You're seeing some surface rust on the wall of this trailer. As long as I'm not seeing holes punched through or any of these rivets or fasteners missing, we're okay. We're still good to go. So now we've reached the front of our tandem axles. From here, I'm going to crouch down. I'm looking back up the length of the trailer, looking more at the cross members. Any signs of any bows, twists, any signs of damage or distortion at all. My tandem slider rail. A lot of these van trailers have the ability to slide the axles to adjust the weight. So this slider rail must be in good condition. And as I go around, I'm going to identify 4 pins. There's 2 on either side that must be protruding through that rail that shows me that my axles are securely in place and not going to move unexpectedly. So from here, I can look at my rail back about this far and identify that first pin. I'm also looking at my air lines and electrical. They're suspended here. Where these axles slide, there has to be a little bit of free play for those slack in those lines, but that slack has to be tied up off the ground. Cannot be any more than any less than 14 inches off the ground. So we're checking our air lines, no signs of any damage, and they're securely suspended above the ground. While I'm here, I'm looking underneath. I'm looking at my slack adjusters, my brake chambers. They're securely mounted. My slack adjusters. This trailer is equipped with automatic slack adjusters and my spring brakes are currently applied. So at this point, my slack adjuster and my push rod should be at a 90-degree angle, giving me an indication that the brakes are properly adjusted. I'm looking at my shocks. No signs. There's a little bit of surface rust on them, but there's no sign of any leaks. If there's oil running down the side of the shock, then the shock is defective. My airbags appear to be in good condition, and all my air lines and electrical lines are secure. You see in this case, this set of lines is sitting on the axle, but it's been reinforced with rubber around it to make sure that they don't chafe through and cause damage to the lines themselves. Everything under here looks to be in good shape. The overall structure of the axle setup and the sliding unit and the front of my air tank and valves are all good as well. I'm going to come back just a little bit, and now I'm going to look at the inside of my wheel. I'm looking for any signs of damage on the tire, abrasion, bulges, cuts, or cracks, or your ABCs. I can see the inside of my brake drum. I can see my brake shoes and the condition of my axle, and I also see no sign of oil leaks. If we have an axle seal leaking, you'll see hub oil on either the inside or the outside of the wheel, so I want to make sure I see no signs of oil on the inside of my wheel. Now I'm looking at my tire tread depth. I'm going to check this on all 8 tires, all 4 positions on this trailer. Nice even tread wear, must be a minimum of 2/32 of an inch or 1.5 millimeters, depending on which unit of measurement you want to use. I'm looking between my wheels, looking for any signs of obstructions, whether it be a rock or debris of any sort jammed in here. If there is, I need to get that cleared out. Just looking for any signs of overall damage or problems between the wheels. Now I'm going to come out, once again, the same as on the inside, only this time I can get my hand on the entire width of the tire. Abrasion, bulges, cuts, or cracks. No signs of damage. I'm checking all my fasteners. No signs of shiny metal anywhere around any of these fasteners, indicating that one of them is loose and moving. I have a metal valve stem and metal cap on both my inside and outside tires. My rim itself displays some surface rust, but no signs of damage. And for those of you who are wondering, these are simply a movement indicator. Especially in the winter time and there's a risk of your brakes freezing on, these allow you to hook to a trailer and move it just a short distance, and you'll see in your mirror right away whether or not your wheels are turning. So if your vehicle is equipped with these, just make sure they're securely mounted. Looking over top of the wheel at my slider rail as I step back. Now I'm looking in between. I have an air tank here, so I want to take a look at the end of it, make sure there's no signs of any damage, that the tank seems to be securely mounted. Cross members, again, condition of my tires. I'm going to stick my head in here, looking between the tires for obstructions. Tread wear, once again, even, minimum 2/32 of an inch or 1.5 millimeters. ABCs, abrasion, bulges, cuts, or cracks not visible on either inside or the outside tire. Once again, surface rust on my rim, but no signs of damage. No signs of shiny metal, loose fasteners, or oil leaks from around the hub. Before I move on from here, give my tires a good kick, make sure I have good tire inflation. Take a look at my cross member fasteners the rest of the way back. Mud flap securely mounted, no more than 6 inches off the ground. I'm looking at the back end of my slider rail and my second pin on this side, which is just up here in front of this axle. So there's 2 pins out on this side. I just have to make sure the other 2 are out on the other side. Top to bottom, once again, everything looks good. Here I have an ABS light and a marker light. Once again, we'll check the function later. For now, just making sure that they're in good shape and properly secured. I get to the back corner of my trailer. I want to check my hinges for my doors. If I'm going to open these doors, I don't want to get a nasty surprise and have it fall off. So check my hinges. Look up across the top of the trailer at my marker lights. Once again, they're in good condition and in the proper places. Check my bumper. My red lights on this side are properly secured and in good condition. I have reflective tape in 2 stretches at the door level and down on the ICC bumper, which helps prevent cars from getting underneath your trailer in the case of an accident. Reflective tape in both places, 100% of the width of the trailer. I have a valid license plate securely mounted with a white license plate light. Step across, once again, looking up and down. Placard holder number 3. 2 more lights here, red lights. And this side of my bumper is secure as well. Now I'm going to take a quick look inside the trailer. I'm checking for load security, or if it's an empty trailer, I want to make sure that it's actually empty. That I'm not going to show up at a shipper and get a nasty surprise that they need the full trailer and I've got a whole bunch of empty barrels or something on here, or in the case of this trailer, empty pallets. When I open the door, there is actually a right and a wrong way to do this. If there's freight inside this trailer and it has shifted and it's pushing against the door, when I go to open the door, it could come out at a really high rate of speed, and if I'm standing in front of it, I could be seriously injured. So push up on the handle, and as I open the door, I want to step back out of the way, so when that door comes open, it's going to swing free and not do me any harm. On a really windy day, or if I'm backing into a loading dock and I'm going to be leaving the doors open, I'm going to step around the corner and you'll see a little chain on the door itself and a pin on the wall of the trailer. Pull that back, secure your door so the wind isn't going to bring it around and slam it closed on you. So now I'm going to come to the back of the trailer. As I said, this trailer has some old pallets that we've put on just for a little bit of weight. We have a piece of plywood with a strap across the back just to keep things from shifting back towards the door. The biggest thing I'm looking for right now, I'm looking at the ceiling and the walls. I don't want water coming into this trailer. You can see light shining through the ceiling. It's a fiberglass ceiling, and you can see, if you look close enough, you'll see where it has been patched previously. As long as it's dry inside your trailer, it's okay. But if you show up at a shipper and they see water inside your trailer, there's a good possibility you're not getting loaded. So once I've checked inside my trailer to make sure that the freight that is supposed to be there is there, or if there's not supposed to be anything there, that the trailer is actually empty, come back and close my door. I want it to look up and make sure that my top latch fastens. A lot of times we'll go to close these doors and a little bit of wind will pull the top of the door out and it doesn't latch, and you may take a couple of attempts. Make sure that both latches are hooked, the handle's in place. Flip your little tab down to prevent your door from bouncing open. Once that's flipped down, this handle can't come up and your door won't open unexpectedly. So our door is good. We're going to step around the corner. We're going to check our marker light here. Now we're going to go under the trailer again. Doesn't matter which side you do this from. I could have done it when I was on the other side, but I'm going to go under it here. From the front, I went underneath and I checked my brake chambers, my slack adjusters, my airbags. So now I need to come back and do the same thing on the rear axle. So I can see the inside of both my wheels, no sign of any oil leaks, no signs of any damage to the rim, the brake drum, the brake shoes, the tires themselves. Airbags are good, shocks are dry, no leaks. Everything is in good visual condition. Airlines, everything are secure. Once we hook to the trailer and we charge the system, we'll know whether or not there's any sign of any air leaks or any problems of that nature. For now, it's just a good visual check. Everything looks good. I can see some more cross members. My mud flap on the passenger side is secure. And once again, no more than 6 inches off the ground. My fifth wheel, I don't know why I keep trying to call it fifth wheel today. My axle slider rail is in good shape at this point. Move up to my tires. Tread depth is good. Tread wear is even. Minimum 2/32 of an inch or 1.5 millimeters. Fasteners are good. Metal valve stem, metal cap on both wheels. Looking in between for debris. Here's my first pin telling me that my slider is locked on this side. I can see the other end of my air tank that I mentioned on the driver's side. No signs of damage, properly secured. Check between my wheel again. Checking my tire tread depth on this lead axle. 2/32 of an inch, 1.5 millimeters. No signs of any ABCs, abrasions, bulges, cuts, or cracks on either wheel. Fasteners are good all the way around. No sign of oil leaks, no sign of loose fasteners. Movement indicators are in place. Once again, both wheels displaying surface rust, but no sign of that shiny metal that I mentioned. All these fasteners are not moving. The tiniest bit of shine around them, first thing you want to ask is, has the trailer had a wheel replaced? If there's been a wheel off recently, you may see a little shiny metal because tiny difference in alignment when the wheel went back on. But if it also had a wheel off recently, it also means you have to have those wheels retorqued again, you know, within 160 kilometers or 100 miles. So if you see shiny metal, first ask, has there been a wheel off? If the answer is yes, make sure they've been retorqued. If the answer is no, then you have a problem. Looking at our slider rail moving up, our final pin telling us that our slider unit is secure. The slider itself in good shape. Looking at my cross members from this side, I know I looked at them from the other side, but if there was any signs of small cracks or damage on this side, they may not be visible from that far away. So take a closer look when you get to this side. Once again, reflective tape, 50% of the length of the trailer. All our fasteners are in place. Up and down the wall of the trailer, everything's good. Placard carrier number 4. So now we know we're good. If we have to pick up dangerous goods, we can put placards on all 4 sides of the trailer as required by law. Marker light, signal light is in good shape once again, securely mounted. Take a quick look down. No cross member damage, no signs of problems. Walk our way up the trailer, stop at our landing gear. All the bolts we looked at on the other side, we're looking at again. Our braces, there was no signs of shiny metal when we looked at the inside. Now we're looking at the outside, everything looks good. Step around, look at the inside across from you. All the fasteners are secure, no signs of shiny metal. Cross members, structure of the trailer, everything looks good. Work our way to the front, check these last few bolts. We're good. Trailer's inspected, safe to put on the road. Now it's time to get our truck, get hooked up, and get ready to go. Make sure when you pre-trip your truck, pre-trip your trailer, make sure you do it every day. It only takes a few minutes. It keeps you safe. It keeps people on the road around you safe.